This is Damon Stevens, and today is Sunday, December 26, 2021, and this is Stock Market Update for our trades coming into this week. And it's been an exciting market coming into this last week, and let's see what we're going to expect this week. So let's get right into it and take a look at what's going on. I recapped last week. So last week, Dow Jones closed down on Thursday, or up on Thursday at 0.55. NASDAQ up 0.85% and S&P 500 up 0.62%. Saw a nice 3 straight day increase across the board. Looking at our FANG stocks are doing really well. Overall, the market is doing well. So you can see that, question was, were we getting a Santa Claus rally early? It's possible, things do happen, but, the next question is this next week, do we have a Santa Claus rally? And so let's take a look at the charts and see if the charts are helping us to see what we can possibly expect this week. If you look at our scanner, we did have this ZME. Did not trade this. It says 470%. I didn't see that. The volume was really low. That's a huge indicator that you definitely don't want to get tied into that. So when you look at the scanner, just as a recap, we talked about this in our videos tonight. Definitely want to see the changes, over 100% if you can. Also, you need to see the volume at least a million, but it's much better when it's like 10 million or more, because then you have a lot of volatility, which means you can typically get better trades or more trades than just the one hit, which sometimes you'll miss on the scanners. So let's get into the charts and take a look what we can expect. So talking about Santa Claus rally. So this is this is from LPL Research, and you can see here that typically in most years, more than not, you see an increase and a rally at the last 5 days plus the first 2 days of the following year. So can we expect that this year? It's possible, definitely possible where the market's at today, because we are in a bull market. But did we get some of that taken out to this last week? It's possible as well. So just be careful trading out there. There's lighter volumes, or there should be lighter volumes this week. We have another short week for the US come up in, but hopefully that provides still opportunities for us. So looking at a long-term AVGO is what we've been trading for some time here. See that we've had actually we've had several months of increase, but you can see we continue to see new highs every day. After consolidating here, you can see we have been up the last 3 days. So the plan is really to come up here closer, towards 697 at least is the goal. So we'll see if the stock can do that for us as we close into this year. At some point, if it breaks our trend line here and comes out, then we could have some downside of this. AVGO has been going for a long time, is slightly extended off the 5 EMA. So there's a potential for a pullback here, or possibly going flat like it did these days here. So just something to be aware of. Tesla, you can see Tesla, really it's really bullish overall, but lately it's been really kind of going on a downward slope. And I don't know if people are talking about that, but definitely been watching this as it definitely gives us great trading opportunities. Tesla always does. But just be aware that really we're kind of in this downward slope, and until we break out and start to go to new highs here. And so expecting maybe this week, maybe Monday, Tuesday, depending on how much Tesla moves, we could potentially, if we break 1100, we break out this trend line and we can really kind of move up towards the highs. But if we hit this trend line and back off, we could possibly do what you've seen here, which you see kind of going back and forth, up and down. So it's possible we could trail down here until we finally break out. So that's one possibility as far as where we could be heading. The other thing too is if you were just to look at this line here, you can see that we kind of have possibly a wedge started as well. Let me kind of bring this triangle. So we could possibly go into this wedge format, or we go down this way. So excuse me, I got a little bit of cough. I'm cold, not COVID, but definitely a cough and cold. So excuse me for that. Yeah, so do we trend down this way? Do we come down into this wedge format here and break out? That's what we're looking for. So we're going to be watching this. Definitely see the potential, Monday of coming up towards that, 1067, from 1067. If we break up from there, going up to test this 1100, or pullbacks. If we go below to this 1060 level, we could possibly pull back as well. So just be aware of that on Tesla. Amazon, downward trend as far as what I'm having here. I mean, overall, Amazon's been pretty well flat to up almost this year. We pulled back here, trying to see if we can break out of here to go to towards new highs. We did break that 34.21. You see here we kind of consolidated. We need to break out, over this 34.60 level so we can kind of start rallying back up towards this next resistance around 35.50. So, so this is just a little wedge here too. It's possible. We are sitting under the 50 and the 100, which is more bearish. But we found support on the 200 as well. So I think we might be coming to a little bit of a squeeze here. And so we'll see if we pop up on the top or down below. If we break the 200 lower, there's a short opportunity. If we break up here, then we could possibly rally back up for the year. So we'll see what it does for us. Shopify is really kind of pulled down here. You can see here that overall is bullish, but it did break our lower trend line. Started coming down. Just trying to find a bottom here. And looking at our lines here, I think what we've seen is we were seeing the breakout here. About above the 200 again. Trying to break. We're above the 20. Trying to break out here. So if we can get Shopify to break up here, it may have broken out of this downward trend line and starting to move back up again. So definitely potential with Shopify as well for a rally here. Nvidia has been kind of this downward trend as well. Trying to come back up to this line. Found resistance on Thursday, so we'll see. Off this 20, can it bounce off here and start to try to climb back up here and break out of this current channel? We'll see. It needs to get really above 300 to start breaking back out towards a positive direction. A line, you can see this with the line. We are in an upward trend. We're also kind of in this little wedge here. So you can see we bounced off upper, lower, upper, lower, upper, lower. And now we're coming back up here. So we could find resistance back up here around this 680 area and bounce again and tighten down until we finally break out, or we could break out anytime soon. So we got our lines here, 688.60, 559.40, or 595.94. So those are kind of our areas, our boundaries of what we're trading through. So if we break out above that, we're going up higher, hopefully to new highs. If we break down through this, we're below the 200 and we could see lower numbers. RK, this is one that we added just recently here. You can see here that we were in this wedge here and we broke down. And so this looked like it could be possibly a double bottom down here. Really need to break it above 104 to be breaking back up here and seeing if this really was a double bottom. So watching price action here, just watching it right now. We're still below the 20, so not trading this one yet, but definitely have it on our radar. A lot of tech in here, so looking to see if that rallies for us. Invax, it's been kind of this channel. It's trading really kind of in a range here, as you can see. So if you're trading this, you trade the range, but it's better to, make sure you see if you're going to break out here or break down from the resistance up here or the support down here. Right now you're in the middle. That's very choppy. So a little bit of risk there. So be careful if you're not in it right now to trade it. Moderna, you can see here that it almost came down here, hit our bottom support line here. And you see here this little wedge that it's forming. And so we'll see what it does. If it comes down and it can bounce off of here, may bounce off the resistance here as well on 337 and kind of consolidate. But right now you can see it looks almost like it may come down and double bottom here. So we'll see what happens with Moderna. And then the next one, BNTX, this is our other biotech, and you see that this one came up, hit the top resistance line, came down to low resistance, back up to the top resistance, lower, coming into this tight wedge here. So we'll see if it breaks below the 200 and out of this wedge, or if it can kind of come up here and break out, above this 373 rate area, we can start to rally back up. So looking for continuation. If you want to play this in the middle, you can. just be real careful and try to bounce it, buy it off of support, or short it off of resistance once it confirms that it's going back down. So this is Tesla. This is our coming up our pain on our options. Says max pain is according to today is 950. So based on where we're at right now, we're currently above that. We're more, closer to this level where we're really really benefiting those who have calls. If we get, stay above this, get above 1100, it really pays off for these guys. Really paying off for these here, and really making it painful for these puts. So we'll see what happens with Tesla. If it came down, lower, it's going to help, the market to get pain to those who are holding options, those weekly options. But if not, it rallies up, then definitely those that are short of the market definitely are going to hurt. There's all these guys down here. So we'll see what Tesla ends up deciding to do this week. And for our overall daily ones, so you can see here the bonds sitting here in this consolidation range here. US oil, same thing. It tried to break out. So it's, you can see here that it made it above the 50, right here at the 50 and the 100. So if we can break out of this wedge here, this downward wedge, we could start to rally back up. So we'll see if US oil can break out of here. If it can, then we're heading back up towards this 85.39 level. The dollar is consolidating. You see the pretty tight consolidation right here. So we'll see what the dollar ends up doing. Not much right now. VIX pulling down, down to just under 18. So that's great. That's what we want to see. It definitely helps us start to get this this year-end rally that we're hoping for started. The SPY, you can see here, the SPY is kind of going through this little consolidation as well, kind of bouncing. Could be also in a descending triangle because actually the SPY's been moving up. Breaks out this descending triangle. Then we can see some downside. Also we're coming up to resistance here, up to the highs. You see we bounced here and we bounced here and now we're up here. So we bounce it down again and start to kind of consolidate this direction, or can we break out? Do we break out, confirm, and then we go to all new highs, maybe 480 or higher. So that's the thing to watch out for, tomorrow and this week is, can we break that 473.50 level? Triple Q is consolidating as well. So you can see that it's nice in this little consolidation channel as well, up towards resistance. So, again, it has an opportunity like the SPY to break out. Semiconductors, same thing. We're in this little channel back up towards resistance. So we'll see if the semiconductors can break out. IWM showing had a lot of weakness here. You see, came down, bottomed, came back up, just to this gap here, pull back down, another bottom here, rally back up. We get above 225.72. This will be more bullish and also will probably fill this gap. So we'll just see if it can get above here, but we have the 50 and the 100 right here, all at the same place. So that's going to be a lot of resistance around this 223 level. So just watch for, possible bounce off that lower. If we break it or gap above it, we could possibly get the rally going. Dow Jones, you see here that could have bottomed out here on the 200, came back up, hit the top of our resistance, back down to this wedge here, this resistance support wedge, back up again, hit the top. So do we break out? If we can break above 360, we can rally up to 365. If we don't, we're going to just continue consolidating in this little tight wedge here. Financials, we're on an upward trend, broke out of it, maybe double bottomed here, and we'll see if we can rally up here. We can break up through these wedges here and get above, this close to this 40 range, and hopefully we can rally, close this gap here. So watching to see if this is a double bottom here for us or not. So just keep an eye on that if you're trading financials. Bitcoin, see here, peaked out, double top, came down. Down to our support line down here, didn't hit it here. And right now we're at resistance. And also you got the 50 and the 100. So we'll see, can we break above that? If we can show, we got a rally, towards 60,000 again. If we don't, then we could possibly break down here and start head back down towards, 45 to 42. Luna's continued to rocket for us. We hit this high here off our upper line, came down, tagged the lower line, and then we just kind of been riding the line all the way up. So we'll see, projected if it did follow this, you're looking at 120, maybe 122 if you break above the line, and then you're going to see probably a big pullback. So we'll see if this continues to hold, but a really nice clean line for Luna. Rose, you can see here as well. It's been tagging our upper line. This is once, twice, and then broke above it. I think this could come back down here and probably tag back down here at some point, or consolidate here. And then you got a nice bearish wedge started here, a bearish flag, and then it could possibly break back up. So Rose continues to do well. Matic, you see it hit our trend line here, and the upper trend line here, and now we're above it. So getting new highs again on Matic, and so we'll see if that continues for us. The further we get extended above this line, though, I think we can come back and we're going to have a little bit of retracement. So just be aware of that. But Matic's looking, really well for us as well. CRV, our crypto here, you see here, nice V-shape recovery. But we also got this wedge, and let me pull back here just so you can see it here. We have this wedge, started here. So we'll see if this kind of continues to bounce back and forth. If it does, you can take the ride down low by shorting it, the ride back up by call, by buying into it or doing calls on cryptos that allow you to do that, and see if it's going to break up to the north side or down the downside. But right now, CRV, is hitting that top again, so doing very well, but could pull back here now if it bounces off this resistance. The AVAX has been a really good trade for us as well. See here, we hit the top of our trend line, came down, hit support down here at 75.63, bounced up, hit our trend line again. That's where we're sitting right now. So it looks like it's consolidating. So it's either going to consolidate and break out, so we can go towards new highs, or this becomes a wedge, as you can see here. And we might kind of bounce back and forth until we break down or break up. So, but AVAX has been a good crypto for us. So that's our stocks, that's our cryptos. That's the thing we're watching for on Monday, looking for continuation plays on these stocks, watching the scanner, knowing that, we're end of year, so it's going to be lighter volumes. So just be careful on your trades. And also, do we get the rally? If so, let's take advantage of it. If not, be careful. Looking at the, just overall charts, I really have a sense that our Monday may be flat to down a little bit, is what I'm thinking, especially with a 3-day run that we had last week. It just really was a great week. So we could possibly have a little bit of a pullback, possibly, and then a rally up. I'll go over the chart here just real quick before we close up here. So going back to the SPY here, since we're in this wedge, we could see that, now that we're back up here at resistance again, if we break above 470, 473.50, we could go towards this 476, 477 level. But if not, if it does not make it through on Monday, Tuesday, we could see kind of roll back here. So this would be a shorting opportunity if it does roll back down, hopefully tags this line and then back up, tags this line. So you could see this consolidation before it goes up. So just watch this chart, watch the action, and that will help predict, which way we're going. But right now, seeing this had gone up and try to tag the resistance area and then pull back on Thursday shows some weakness. So I'm not sure if we're going to break through or not. I think likely we could possibly pull back again, but we'll see. So just trade the price action. Hopefully, if the VIX will stay down low, it stays in that $18 range, then yeah, we can definitely rally and break out. So so we got to really watch that VIX on the open. But just stay safe out there. Have a happy new year for those who are celebrating New Year's coming up here. And we'll talk on Monday night and see how the market went. Hopefully my voice will hold out. Everybody have a great night.